Looks good. What's going on, everyone? What a weird start to the video. What's going on, everyone? Phil here, and welcome to a special vlog. The reason I'm making this video is because I want to give everyone a heads up around roughly 2 weeks ahead of time to some changes in my schedule that are going to affect the amount of videos I'm putting out, the amount of live streams that I'm doing here on YouTube for roughly a week or so. The week that we're talking about starts on around June 4th, 2016 and ends around June 11th. So we're talking about roughly 1 week's time. What's happening is my parents are visiting. Now, they visited here about a year and a half ago at Christmas time, and that whole week I really didn't put out much, if any, content for you in regards to gameplay or streaming. However, the difference then was it was Christmas time. There wasn't a lot going on. And the bottom line was there were no new releases. There was nothing that I was really missing out on. I delayed my year-end series by about a week, but then I hit the ground running right after they left, and there was really no issue. This year, unfortunately, it's a little different because it's in June, and I actually purposely tried to schedule their visit for a time when nothing was going on with gaming, and guess what happened? Oh, we're going to announce that The Witcher 3 DLC is releasing the week before. Oh yeah, and it's 30 hours long. Oh, we're going to delay Mirror's Edge Catalyst from being in late May until the specific week that my parents are arriving. So despite me literally waiting months, because they wanted to visit as early as April, I had to wait months here to try to schedule in their visit. I have them schedule it, they buy their tickets, and literally that week everything got delayed or announced, and I'm like, so damned if you do, damned if you don't. There was no real perfect week for me to do this, okay? So here's how it's gonna work. That week before they visit, we're talking that final week of May, first half of the first week of June, I'm going to be doing a lot of gameplay. However, I may not be uploading it all. What I may do is like longer sessions or do nighttime sessions every single day if I can, and then save that footage up so maybe I have a little bit of a backlog of footage before my parents visit. Now, I'm going to do a special event on June 3rd, 2016. That's going to be my Indie Games Marathon. That's in celebration of my April patrons who reached the funding goal for that month. So there's going to be an Indie Games Marathon all that day. Typically, I upload all of that footage in one day. I may not do that this time around, so that way maybe I upload 1 or 2 games worth of footage, and then maybe I save the rest for Sunday, Monday, so I have a few videos to stretch out over the weekend, because that's when my parents are arriving, okay? My goal here is to try to at least get as far as I can in all the projects that I'm working on before my parents arrive. FYI, the projects I'll be working on, as I mentioned, are going to be The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine DLC, and I'm also going to be playing One Piece Burning Blood that week. So balancing those 2 games already is going to be a challenge. And now, unfortunately, I'm going to have some time off, all right? So I'm going to try to get as far as I can, maybe have some surplus videos for everyone. So at least, even though I'm not live streaming starting on June 4th, I will actually be giving you new content every single day, okay? Now, I'm fully aware that Mirror's Edge Catalyst is coming out now on June 7th, 2016, which is a Tuesday. It's the typical new release day for games in the United States. I've spoken with my parents about this, and we kind of came to a compromise, because the thing is, my parents are visiting for multiple reasons. Number 1, obviously, to spend time with me and Leanna, because we haven't seen them in a year and a half. Number 2, to help a little bit around the house, because the thing is, there's a few things around the house that I haven't really been able to do. For example, Leanna's office is a terrible, ugly shade of like puke orange. Terrible. I don't know what the previous homeowners were thinking. Now, we've wanted to paint the office. The problem is she has tons of holes in the wall. They put like so much stuff hanging on the walls in that room. It looks like Swiss cheese, and I need to fix that obviously before I paint it, but I have no idea how. I've never done wall repair or anything like that before. So when my dad arrives, one thing we're going to be doing is going out to like Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever and buying all the supplies I need. We're going to repair the walls, sand them down. Then he's going to determine, gee, do we need to put a primer before we paint and stuff like that. So it's going to be a lot of work. That's one of the reasons why they're coming, is to help out with stuff around the house that, you know, I don't have the knowledge or the time to really work on, because they have a, you know, lifetime of knowledge to share with me, which is pretty cool that they are sharing this stuff with me so I could do this stuff for myself in the future. So, that being said, there's going to be some time in between their visit when maybe I'm going to be working. It's not going to be a full-time thing. I'm going to explain this right now. Don't expect gameplay streams daily every day starting that week, all right? It's probably going to be maybe every day, every other day, or maybe 2 or 3 streams back to back for a couple days, and then it's going to stop, okay? Now, in particular, I know there will be people who want to see me play Mirror's Edge Catalyst and kind of give my opinions on the game within the next few, or the first few days that it's released. So yes, probably June 7th, June 8th, those 2 days, I'll probably do a gameplay stream like I normally would, starting around noon Pacific time and going to around 4 p.m., and I'll upload those videos. Maybe I'll even take the time to do like a first impressions video for KO Gaming, but for the most part, that week is not going to see any streaming besides maybe those 2 or maybe 3 days. It all really depends on how stuff goes with my parents here in Washington State. You know what I mean? Like, we might start doing the room, and all of a sudden we run into problems, and now we got to take extra time to do other stuff. Okay, well, if that's the case, then obviously maybe there'll be no streaming. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I hope that things will go swimmingly. Maybe within a day or two of their arrival, we can get it going, so that during the day, it doesn't matter that I'm not in there, and then at night, I could paint some more or something. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But primarily, I want to spend time with my parents. I haven't seen them in a year and a half, and we got a lot to talk about in regards to my business, in regards to my future, what's going on with them and the family and stuff back home. And also, I want to go out with them a few times. I already talked to them about maybe going to dinner a few times, maybe cooking a few times, because my mom makes amazing homemade Italian lasagna. Oh my God, I love it. And I haven't had it since Christmas of 2014, so I'm dying to have some more, so she's probably going to make that. So what you will see this particular week of June 4th to June 11th is the possibility of increased vlogging content. I'll probably make some videos while we're painting Leanna's office to show you exactly what's going on in there and show you, you know, gee, I just learned how to do this and here's what we're doing, right? Maybe there'll be some vlogging and or, if not vlogging, social media. You know, I might take some pictures on Instagram of stuff we're out eating and stuff like that. So you can actually count on some interesting stuff going on that week that has nothing to do with gaming with this visit, all right? Now, ultimately, I don't want people to be thinking, wow, Phil's going to be putting out hundreds of vlog videos and stuff like that. It's nothing like that. It's not like we're going on a vacation together and we're going to a theme park. And no, my parents are getting on the old side. They're not even that mobile anymore. So no, we're not going to see anything like that. It's mostly going to be stuff we're doing around the house or going out to dinner, all right? But I just want to let you know, that week, more than likely, not a lot of video game coverage, all right? Mostly what you're going to see is stuff left over from the week before that I saved up to upload during the week, and Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which I hope to play maybe 2 or 3 sessions of that week, and maybe an impressions video of it. Now, my parents are going home on the 11th, so that means starting that Sunday, the 12th, boom, I have to basically try to get back into the swing of things, because if you're not aware, that 12th is the first day of E3. Bethesda's going to be doing their big press conference, I believe. And then every day, you know, you've got 2 or 3 days where they're going to be talking all about all the stuff going on at E3. As usual, you're going to be able to get E3 coverage, all right, right here. And this is a big change. I'm going to explain this on DSP Gaming ahead of time. Typically, my E3 stuff I would put over on DSP Gaming. But DSP Gaming is a channel solely for raw gameplay now. I did it purposely this year. DSP Gaming, raw gameplay and live gameplay streams. The King of Hate vlogs where I talk about stuff. So obviously, if I'm talking about games at E3, if I'm covering stuff at E3, this will be the channel where I'll do it. And then KO Gaming is the channel where I'm going to do edited stuff. So if I edit gameplay together to do a review or reactions or a countdown or a top 10 or whatever. So, just to give you a heads up, my year-end countdowns that I always do on DSP Gaming this year will be on KO Gaming, because it's not raw, it's edited stuff, all right? So that change is in effect. So all my E3 coverage will be found here starting June 12th as the press conferences go on. I'll watch them, and then I'll react to them, and I'll do my typical videos about each one of them so that you know exactly my thoughts on everything that happened at these conferences, okay? So that's the big announcement. June 4th to June 11th, my parents are visiting. There will be limited streaming. However, I'll try to have videos saved up that I'll upload a little bit longer, so at least you don't have, you know, days with nothing going on. I am going to be playing Mirror's Edge Catalyst when it comes out, but it won't be full coverage like I usually do. It'll probably be like one limited stream for a few days until I get busy or, you know, I just don't have time to do it. It may not happen at all. It all depends on what happens with my parents' visit, all right? But during that week, even though there'll be no or limited or no streams or limited gameplay content, there will be some social media stuff on Instagram and Twitter. And if I do some vlogging, that'll go live right here on the King of Hate vlogs. And then starting June 12th, my E3 coverage. And by the way, my E3 coverage will obviously be paired with other gaming. So if I didn't finish The Witcher 3 DLC, it'll resume that week. If I didn't finish Mirror's Edge Catalyst, it'll resume that week. So it'll be a balance of all that stuff during E3 week. And then we've actually got new releases starting the week after that, but we'll talk about that when we get to it, all right? So that's the purpose of the video. I hope it was informative for you. I hope now you'll understand what's going on and you won't get blindsided when that week comes. Oh my God, where's Phil? There's no live streams. What's going on? Where is he? That's why I'm making this video. Thanks for watching. And see you then. Peace out.